nostri satanas luciferi exist. In the name of Satan, ruler of the earth, king of the world, I command the forces of darkness to bestow their infernal power upon him. Come forth from the abyss. Open wide the gates of hell.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Greet me.
Preserve my soul from the dark angels that you have cast into the fire. Give us this day our daily bread.
All the gods of the pit, I command,
and forgive us our trespasses,
those things which I desire,
as we forgive those that trespass against us.
I respectfully refuse, sir.
Hear that?
Yes.
It's Sergeant Donnie Donowitz. You might know him better by his nickname, the Bear Jew. Have you heard Aldo the Apache? You got heard about the Bear Jew.
I heard of the Bear Jew.
What'd you hear?
Beats German soldiers with a club.
He bashes their brains in with a baseball bat, what he does. And Werner, I'm gonna ask you one last goddamn time. If you still respectfully refuse, I'm calling the Bear Jew over. He's gonna take that big bat of his, and he's gonna beat your ass to death with it. Now take your wiener schnitzel licking finger and point out on this map what I want to know.
Fuck you. And your Jew dogs!
Actually, we're all tickled to hear you say that. Quite frankly, watching Donnie beat Nazis to death is the closest we ever get to going to the movies. Donnie!
Yeah?
Guy's German here wants to die for country. Oblige him.
Ain't no Warning, the songs you are about to hear are intended for mature listening audiences only. If you have a weak mind or heart and don't like words like shit, fuck, or cunt, then please refrain from listening any further.
It's time for some real music. It's showtime! We have seen imitators. We've also seen duplicators. But now, it's time for the originators.
Los Angeles and the rest of the world. Many have tried to imitate.
They've tried.
They try so hard.
They try.
Many have tried to duplicate.
They try.
But there's only one true, real, underground, subversive show with integrity. You're listening to the very Manic Jimmy Cabs Show. I am your host, Jimmy Cabs, along with Lost Johnny. How you doing there, Lost Johnny?
Ooh-ah.
And Chester. Chester, how you doing there?
Good, man. How's it going?
Are your fingers still working the knobs correctly?
I don't know what's going on right now, actually.
You know, it's really interesting. God, where do I begin with all this? First of all, real quick, Chester, how do people get a hold of our app, and how do people get a hold of
Just
all that?
go to WEplayRADIO.com. Everything you need is there on either your phone or whatever device you use. Live video, audio, right there, WePlayRadio.com. And go to iTunes and subscribe to Jimmy's show.
That's right.
The more subscribers Jimmy gets, the better it is for Jimmy.
Yeah, the better it is, the more aluminum cans I get to recycle.
Yeah, Earth first.
All right, here's the deal. So last week, Black Sabbath came to town.
Yep.
I don't know where to begin with this. One of the things that I want to say right off the bat is that this generation fucking sucks. They have no idea what the word excuse me, pardon.
Well, Counselor, you have to give context to what you're saying.
Listen.
So you're at the show.
Yeah, let me recap a little bit. Just thinking about that whole thing just infuriates the fuck out of me. Wait till I talk about the Valentine shit. But
oh, man.
Black Sabbath came to town, and, me and my lovely lady decided to go to that fucking show. As you can see, there's an image of me right there enjoying Black Sabbath. One of the things that I find interesting is that I've been accused of being a music snob. It's not that I'm a music snob. It's just that, you've been around this scene for so long, you kind of know how to conduct yourself, and you know how to act.
Yeah, I think the word is called taste.
It blows my mind how people my age and older act more immature and stupid. People that have been smoking weed and drinking for 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And they're still fucking being dragged out by cops, Inglewood PD.
Sabbath, dude. Fucking Sabbath.
Okay.
Fucking Iron Man.
As we're walking in, there's this, like, it had to be 60. I'm talking
man.
like, just picture me at 60 with the gut, the double chin, and he's being dragged out by Inglewood PD. And
Wow.
mind you, they were being very nice. Because if it was
to escort you out.
Exactly, because if it was LAPD, they'd be dragging him by the fucking neck, right?
Yeah, easily.
Okay, so that right there
Excuse
gave
me, sir. You're really out of line. We're gonna have to take you to the station. So
we're gonna take you. Can you please just get in the backseat of the car? We're gonna drive you to the station.
If you want to call your lawyer, you might want to do that. Let me get out here.
Okay. As I walk in, I start sweating profusely because, as you know, my antisocial personality disorder, being around people, stupid people, mind you.
Sure.
We get into the venue there, and I see a beer stand, and I say, you know what? I need a drink. So, boy, what a mistake that was. The young lady behind that concession stand must have been the slowest fucking pour server ever.
Hold on, child. I got you.
She must have been Guatemalan Frank's cousin. I mean, this fucking bitch was just taking her fucking sweet ass time, counting dollars, like didn't know how to do the change, we just ran out of Modelo. All right, whatever. And as I'm waiting
you pay
there,
with the debit?
Oh, the debit? Oh, hang on. I don't know how to use. Dude, as I'm standing there in line, right? a mob of kids just walking in front of me, crossing, no
Stomping their way
excuse me,
through, yeah.
stepping on my fucking man heels, you know. No excuse me, no pardon, no nothing.
Not even a looking the other way, like, oh,
No.
hey, sorry, man.
And so for me, that was the beginning of the end. Obviously, the show.
I don't know how you do it, man. I don't think I've been to the big rock show in a long time, and just hearing things like that. I mean, it's bad enough to see that stuff at the 5-Star or any small bar like that. You're like, come on, dude.
Right.
But to have that magnified in the big rock sense, like,
yeah, everybody was hooting.
and sparing myself the $200 of getting there, buying the shirt, buying the beer, and stumbling back home.
Yeah. And not only that, but, you know, having to deal with, I mean, that Black Sabbath set, everybody was hooting and hollering how great it was. And
Did they play the hits?
they played all the hits and the ones you don't want to hear anymore. And let me tell you, they didn't look too happy up on stage either.
They're just plowing
For
through.
someone who's, it's just like, we got to get through this. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're old.
Dude.
It goes, I mean, we've talked about this in the past where, again, the fact that they're alive, hats off to them, man. Ozzy should have been dead 30 years ago. I'm not saying that to be a dick, but, I mean, that's a hard partying life those
Right.
guys have led. And, again, the fact that they're still alive, cool, right on. Can you play the songs? Sure. Should you play the songs? No.
Well,
you had your run, man.
Listen,
you had your run.
I get it. You know, like someone's going to say something like, look, you got to give them a little slack because of their age and all that. Okay, fine. You know what? Again, this is the same scenario with the Slayer thing. Been there, done that. It's just not for me no more. But let me tell you what was interesting. The very next day, I went to the Whiskey to go see Michael Monroe.
Who we just listened to earlier.
And
along with Black Sabbath.
Let me tell you something. That fucking artist really, the guy's over 60 years old, man. Chester, do we have images of Michael Monroe from the live show? Look at that.
Damn.
Look at that. That guy is 60 years old, dude. That guy.
Killing it.
The whole show, about over an hour, just high energy. Just nothing but rock and roll angst. An incredible fucking show, dude. The guy's been jumping up and down. The guy jumped all the way up. The guy climbed up all the way to the second floor of the Whiskey, you know, by the sound. I mean, dude, incredible. I was like a child. I was like this. Wow. So Michael Monroe really, do we have more images? Look at that. Look at that. Brought out his sax.
Dude.
And not to mention...
Still trim as fuck, man.
Dude, that guy makes me look fucking despicable. The point is sometimes when you least expect it, it's artists like these that really rejuvenate the whole rock and roll.
It gives you a bit of faith.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain bands that can do that. And again, what's Sabbath doing? They're standing there and they're rocking out. Cool.
They're standing there making sure that their fucking money cleared.
Yeah, exactly.
Sharon, did the check clear?
All right. Zoom, 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 and the boom, boom. Chester, play my Valentine music, please. Look at this. Valentine's weekend was this weekend. How was your Valentine?
Lonely.
Crank that jam, Chester.
Yeah.
All I want to do is a zoom, 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 and the boom, boom. I hope all of you had a great Valentine. I know I did. Let's see some images of some love. Everybody was having love. Chester, you got any images of love up there? Look at that.
Oh, hey.
People were fucking this weekend. Let me tell you.
Hey.
If you did not get laid on Valentine's Day, all I got to say is there's something wrong with you. Straight up. I got to tell you something. Look. I was going to go into details about
that's such a shame. You know,
I don't even want to look at the monitor.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I'm distracted. I've been drinking. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, the whole Valentine's Day thing, fortunately, was on a Sunday. So a lot of people were just like, we just get it over with on Saturday.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's my cousin Holmes.
That's gangster love right there. Oh yeah.
Oh,
now, look at this one. You got that other one, Chester?
Happy Veterans Day.
There you go. That's true love right there. Look at that. Yeah. Now that's what you call sexy right there, baby.
Dude.
All I want to do is the boom, 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 and the zoom, zoom.
There's this bar counselor that my friend takes me to that you may know it. It's called the Eagle.
Oh, the Eagle. Yeah, there's nothing but gay fucking...
It is a gnarly leather gay bar, and I saw stuff like that going down on the regular. I'm not gay myself, but hey, I go anywhere that pours a strong drink that I do not pay for.
Yeah, well, I just want to say that Valentine's Day was Sunday. I hope most of you got some good zoom in the boom boom. And remember to always choke your lovely lady properly.
Make sure she comes first.
Let me just give you some very good advice. A lot of gentlemen make the mistake of choking their lady this way.
Sideways, yeah.
No,
yeah.
You got to squeeze by the side gently.
You have to squeeze, not crush.
There you go.
You have to squeeze the carotid artery, which are the two arteries that connect the oxygen. Those are the oxygen tanks.
That's right.
Between your lungs and your brain. You take that out, you are going down.
That's right. So when you're going to choke your lady, make sure you choke her responsibly, and of course,
and don't crush her thorax.
Always remember, in between calling her a bitch, make sure it's consensual.
Yeah.
All right. Sad news. Vanity. Chester, play some Vanity for me. Let me just say this. In 1982, I was 12 years old. And at 12 years old, I was walking into, at that time, my local Sears and Roebuck store.
I remember that.
I was shoplifting heavy metal cassettes, I think, at that time. If I recall, I think I jacked Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance that day. But as I was searching, I stumbled upon Vanity 6. Had no idea who this group was. All I know is I was mesmerized by that very sexually explicit cover.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman.
Three fucking coke whores were on the cover of this cassette tape. I must say, Vanity, wow,
man.
She was my first African-American woman that I masturbated to. And I was 12 years old. Yeah, look at that. She was a piece of ass.
No, I remember this album clearly. I mean, I'm a bit younger than you are, but dude, how can I forget?
Right?
I was like, I like girls. I like girls. Something that feels funny. I like girls.
Now, if you look at that image, Chester, look at that. Look at that. Look at that image right there. Don't they look like three coked out fucking sluts?
Dude.
Sexy, right?
Hell yeah.
Vanity's fucking hot.
1982. Chester, doesn't that look, you got to remember.
The chick, main chick, she's super hot.
Yeah, that white chick, though, I don't know. She looks a little fucking skeezers. Those are the type of chicks black dudes like, because they'll do it all, right?
Hey, that's actually true. No,
anyways, Vanity died. What a shame, man.
And, quick note, she used to go out with Nikki Sixx.
That's right. He fucked the shit out of her, too.
Yeah.
And smoked her shit.
Yeah.
All right, we got a great show for you today. Here's the deal. Death Crux, Los Angeles. There is an amazing band what an eclectic group of guys. Ancestors Buried at Sea, Lightning Swords of Death. Members of these groups have gotten together to form Death Crux. So
I'm excited.
Here in Los Angeles Friday, they're going to be playing their tape release show, a cassette tape release. Wow, talk about going old school.
Wow.
Right?
Hey.
We're going to introduce you to Death Crux. I really like this band, and I know you will too. So why prolong what needs to be done? Chester, let's get into it. Hit it.
atrophy. It's about entropy.
supply of misinformation is Mr. Know-It-All.
All I want to do is zoom, zoom, zoom into boom, boom, baby.
Shake your rump.
All right. Lost Johnny, what did we hear?
Fuck, man. We heard a fucking beast of a song. WASP. That's an acronym for something. Animal fuck like a beast. Man, I love that song.
I fucked like a beast for sure.
Oh, Valentine's Day. Reminds me of
Very
jail.
proud of that, too.
Reminds me of jail. Before that, we heard Seven Sisters of Sleep from their record Ezekiel's Hags out on Southern Lord. War Master. Before that, we heard Nuth Grush, the song Entropy from their record Live at the Acheron. And we started this set with Japan's own Coffins, the song Tyrant from their split with Ilsa. Not the she-wolf Ilsa, but just the band Ilsa.
Yeah, you know, the Coffin show got canceled tonight. What a shame. But you know what? No need to fear. Relax. I'm sure, you know, it wasn't the promoter's fault. Poor Dan. He's always getting blamed for shit. It was visas and you know,
immigration.
The U.S. government. So I'm sure once they sort that out, they'll be back.
Again, you should take for granted, people, that bands who come out from Europe have to go through a lot of fucking hurdles. You don't just waltz in like, we're going to play your fucking show.
Yeah, they don't just waltz in like Salvadorans do. You know what I mean? They got shit to do here. All right. Los Angeles never gets the respect it deserves throughout the country, let alone the world. You know, all I hear is about San Francisco. All I hear is about New York,
London,
fucking Florida. You know, you hear about all these other cities, and then when you mention Los Angeles, people look at you like, whatever.
What? You guys already played WASP.
The real deal is Los Angeles really does lead the music scene. That is my opinion. I say that on the record. There is a subculture and a subgenre and an underground that really is thriving and is ahead of the game. Very innovative and creative bands that really are breaking the mold and creating new genres of music come from Los Angeles. And I'm very proud to welcome my guests here. Now, for those of you that have heard of Buried at Sea, for those of you who have heard of Lightning Swords of Death, for those of you who have heard of Ancestors, am I missing any groups? I think that's it, right? For those of you who've heard of Photography,
we already heard WASP.
You know, there's a new band that's been playing here in Los Angeles, and I'm going to really dig deep into this, called Death Crux. They're playing this Friday at the Complex in Glendale for their tape release show.
Cassette.
I got to tell you, that's fucking awesome to say, but I don't even think I have a cassette player.
I haven't had a cassette player in like 5 years.
You guys should both get like yellow Sony Sports Walkman.
Hell yeah, dude. I had one.
I still have mine.
Well, then the fuck?
Does it work? That's the question.
It should be on your hip in that very non-functional little clip that it...
Dude, I'm going to have to go get batteries.
Oh, all right. Let me introduce my guest, Death Crust. Thank you for being here, gents.
Thanks for having us.
I hope you're enjoying the SSG Wolves drinks.
I do.
Courtesy of the very Manic Jimmy Cab show.
You guys worth the lashes.
You guys support the Irish meal.
All right. So let's get into it. Why don't we introduce ourselves here? Farron, why don't we start with you?
I'm Farron, and I sing in Death Crux. And to my right is Adam, who plays bass. And to his right is Brian, who is the guitar player.
And unfortunately, because we have not a big table, we have another member over there.
Yes. Our wallflower, Jason, who plays the synthesizer and keyboards.
And we're missing one more, correct?
Yes. There's a stray crux tonight, and he's got to work, but he plays drums. He's Brandon, and we love him very much.
Let's start off with the basics. Death Crux, what is this? Is this is this a super group? Is this just are you just guys who were bored with your projects and you just got together to create new music?
No, I mean,
explain to me, what is this? What is Death Crux?
I think everyone in the band had time because their other projects were astray or taking a break, or I used to live with the drummer, Brandon, and we used to talk a lot about wanting to do something that was kind of away from the grinding metal that we've been playing.
Right.
Kind of venture into the other kinds of music that we like. But we totally just literally talked about it and never did shit for
Now, did you
decade.
talk about this when you were, indulging in substances and, getting high? Or
I'm always indulging in substances.
Did you talk about
so
this, when you're
yeah.
hiking? I mean, what?
Yeah, man. I mean, well, I was I was playing black metal for a very long time, and
Lightning Swords of Death, amazing band.
and in the last 20 years, there's been so many different flavors that fall under that mantle, and in there's been a lot of I heard a lot of atmosphere and I heard a lot of experimentation that kind of made me think it'd be great to pull a lot of the atmosphere that I like about this and this and this, and do something that kind of takes the vocabulary that was gained by all of us that have been playing in doom metal and black metal or taking photographs like Adam. And we could just fuse it back into something that was like the other kind of music that we like, which is, death rock and goth and dark wave and
kind of going for more Christian death than napalm death.
Yeah, definitely. Or
I think you can also hear that in the other bands too, because I know Farron and I talked a lot about it. And then when Lightning Swords did their last album, there are parts in there where I think he was experimenting with the things that he's doing now with us.
I can definitely hear that.
I wanted to sing, Jimmy.
Well, this is...
I just wanted to sing
commend
for a little bit.
Let me commend all of you, first of all, for really embracing the true artist mentality, meaning that you don't allow yourselves to be pigeonholed or confined into what you are doing and staying limited to that. Music is vast. Music is indeed energy. Music is what opens the mind and the consciousness, and it brings us all together, whether we like it or not, whether it's with love or hate. Music can be something powerful and positive or destructive. But the point is it's energy. And I hate when these stagnant, non-creative, predictable artists just regurgitate over and over and over the same shit. And there's generation of music fans who just eat the same garbage over and over, and they don't expand their minds. They don't expand into other ventures of music. The fact that you come from the black metal background, you know exactly what I'm talking about, that whole elitist, fucking narrow-minded type shit. What I like about this group is it really shows true artistship. Is that even a word?
Artist.
Okay, whatever. The point is it shows creativeness and the fact that you go out of your comfort zone. My question to you is, there's so many influences when I hear your tape. Do you get accused of trying to mimic or copy certain iconic dark ambient artists?
Not yet, except by me. I probably...
Are you very critical?
No, but I'm saying, I'm trying to channel in. I've been croaking for just trying to sound like a pterodactyl with AIDS for the last 20 years. And so it's fun to use different muscles, and yeah. I'm definitely, when I hear a song, I'm influenced by the stuff that I like, and I'm finding my own voice. But I don't think anything I actually don't think anything on of these four songs. I don't think it really. You can hear we wear our influences on our sleeve, of course, but it's still a totally different thing. It's all over the place.
Well, I mean, we're still figuring it out too. While we go, I mean, there's a lot of influences, and I think maybe sometimes you'll hear bits and pieces of things that we like, but when we went into it, none of us had ever done it before. So
your guys are starting from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, and
how exciting is that? Is it exciting? Does it bring you back to when you were a kid in the garage?
Yeah, definitely. I love Buried at Sea, and I like being at Buried at Sea, and it's exciting to be playing with those guys again, and it's awesome. I was a big fan of Lightning Swords of Death too, but it's cool to do something that you've never done before. I've never tried to write a song the way that we write songs, but I've always listened to songs like we're trying to write, I guess. So it's fun in that way. And that's what we talked about. It's like we've already been in bands where it was stressful and you were really trying to make sure that things came out on time, that you showed up, that it became just kind of an obligation at some point.
It became a job?
Yeah, it became a job. And with this one, we're like, we all have other things that we do now. And we have those bands that we do stuff with occasionally. We play music. But this was supposed to be fun. So we constantly have to remind ourselves.
There's no pressure.
Right.
No, we've been taking it easy. Like from the beginning, we're just like, write some songs.
You know what I like about this tape? You know what I really like about these 4 tracks is that it's fresh. It's refreshing. What I mean by that is there's such a fun energy to this tape. And don't get me wrong. It's not like no fucking, chipper fucking type of fucking thing. What I mean is just you can tell that everyone gets together and they're having fun. Would that be a good synopsis on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How long have you guys been playing?
About a year now. About a year.
Because I know you've had a couple of shows that you played, correct?
This is going to be our 5th show on Friday. So the first show we played, we didn't have Jason yet.
Okay.
So we hadn't fallen into our sound completely. Like once he joined the group, like it was like, aha,
the piece,
Deed Crocs.
Yeah.
But
an interesting question I have is I'm a fan of every single band that you guys have been in at one point or another. And what's great about this is that there's similar threads, but if you had told me like, oh, the guy from Lightning Sword is the singer,
right?
Like,
you wouldn't
what?
think of it,
huh?
right?
The guy from Answers, what? Huh? Buried at Sea? Huh? It just would not have. I wouldn't have made the connection, but whatever. But so how? For me as a fan of all your prospective bands, how did it go from, okay, we're writing these super long songs as Ancestors does, these gnarly, brutal songs that Lightning Swords did, and these super long doom songs that Buried at Sea did? Like, how do you rip those little pieces apart and mix it all in together?
We were like, let's just find a way to like alienate all the fans of our other bands. It didn't work because a lot of people are like, oh man, I just want to goth out so bad right now. And they start reaching for the cobwebs or just doing the one where you hold yourself and cry. But I mean, apparently the time for death rock was like, I think people are kind of ready for it,
Yeah. And there's so many, I can speak for myself when just by pure chance, I just happened to hear Cockatoo Twins for the first time.
Thank you. Wow.
And in here, just by pure chance, I was hearing, I'm like, wow, shit, this kind of sounds like Bathory sometimes. Or like there's certain guitar phrases that are very reminiscent of, black and death metal. I'm like, oh, interesting. Again, one of those things where possibly I would never listen to when I was younger, but now, and again, hearing it through these particular filters that you guys come through, that's where the gravity comes from. Like, I get it. It's a much more easier transition than just hearing it cold.
I would think that creatively it's also rejuvenating, no? Because now you've kind of broken away from, I don't want to say you were shackled to your projects, but you're free to do what you want. And that right there in itself must be intimidating at first too, no? Because you're so...
It's still intimidating. Every time
right?
we go and
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, just for me personally, I haven't played guitar since I was in high school. I played bass in Buried at Sea, and trying to come over and start something, doing something different than I had done before, just because I was interested in doing it with no real expectations of what that thing was going to end up being, was freeing, but it was also incredibly intimidating because you don't want it to suck.
Yeah.
So it was gratifying too when things just seemed to click with us so easily. We got together. There's a lot of stuff that ended up in the garbage that was not good. But it did take a while, and now it's I don't know, it's exciting.
There's no rules, which is crazy.
Yeah, there's like no expectations when we went into it. Like, I was like, I've always kind of played instruments, but never stayed sharp or whatever. Like, I wasn't in shape. And then Brian's like, well, I haven't fucking played guitar since whenever. And I was like, all right, so we're gonna pretend that we're just starting from ground zero or whatever, and then just like see what happens or whatever. And I think originally it was going to just be like sloppy jams and like see what happened, and then we just kind of started like
They just
writing
kept getting
songs.
It just molded itself,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
All right, man. Okay, Death Crux. What's the correct pronunciation? Am I pronouncing that correct?
D.
We like the way this guy from the show abroad said our name. Death Crux. If you can just say it like that.
Oh, that Hispanic fucking...
Sold.
Death Crux.
East Cross.
Death Crux will be playing this Friday. As I mentioned before, they're going to be playing their Perils of Anguish tape release show this Friday at the Complex. Make sure you get out. We got a pair of tickets to give away. So we're going to be giving out the numbers so you could call, and the first person who calls or
Free Shit Tuesday.
Free Shit Tuesday. But in the meantime, why don't we listen to a track off the Perils of Anguish? Chester, take it away.
I am sure you've all heard the old wives' tale that no hypnotized subject may be forced to do that which is repellent to his moral nature, whatever that may be. Nonsense, of course. Take this scarf and strangle Ed Mavoli to death.
Yes, ma'am.
upon us. In the name of Satan.
Now it's gonna.
All right. We're sitting here having a good time talking about death. Crooks. Lost Johnny, what did we hear?
Besides me talking before a hot mic, we just heard Lightning Swords of Death from the record Baphometic Chaosium. I think I pronounced that correctly. The song Psychic Waters. Oh, yes, my favorite song off that particular album. Before that, we heard Christ the Witch, their song Fraterna Serpentia. Ugh, that was a tough one. And before that, we heard the new project of these guys, Death Crooks, the song Hypnotized from their tape, which is coming out for a party this Friday at the Complex. Pairs of Anguish.
There you go. Chester, why don't you tell us what the call number is here so people will call in? I got some free shit to give away, and also I'm going to give away a pair of tickets.
And these guys have advice to give.
Relationship advice.
What is the call-in number here,
That
Chester?
is 1-800-893-9562.
Repeat that again, because our listeners are probably packing a bowl as we speak.
1-800-893-9562.
All right, make sure you call us. I'm going to be giving away a pair of tickets to see Death Crux when I announce it. Don't call me now. As we were talking during the break there, we were talking about how each and every one of you belongs to different separate projects. Packages, what a fucking dick. When you get together, did you find it hard to artistically combine each other and write new material? And do you find yourself kind of being somewhat over... That's the word I'm looking for here, John.
You don't want to stretch yourself thin.
Yeah, I mean, do you find yourself kind of like,
Nope.
Is this just uncharted waters for you?
We get out there and...
Because you're singing on this tape.
Everyone's gelling. It's so fun.
Yeah,
You're
super
singing
easy.
on this tape. And
Yeah.
surprisingly, I was very surprised. You sing very well. Is this something that you knew beforehand, or
Is this Farron coming out of the shower?
This is, I think it's scary. It's easy to hide behind, like, but like, I've already done that, I wanted to see what else I could do. And it was like, gothy death rock, or do I start a porno grind band? The death rock won in the end.
do you find, this goes for all four of you, do you find that in this project that you're surprising yourself where you're going creatively?
Yeah.
Well, elaborate, fucker. Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, I don't know. In general, like, songwriting comes pretty naturally. Like, we go into practice.
Yeah, because I didn't know you played an instrument.
Yeah, like I've kind of played recreationally since I was a teenager, but never really tried to be in a band much. Like, I've been in a couple like years and years and years and years ago. But I've worked in metal. That's how I know you guys. But I've never really cared to be in a metal band. But I've always wanted to be in a goth band or a punk band or something. So we started talking about it, and I was like, I definitely want to do that.
Are you looking forward to dating the goth girls that are going to be attending? I don't know if you're single or not. But
Hi, Carms.
do you find yourself dealing with a lot of labels that a lot of people are refusing to listen to your new project because of your prior bands?
That's actually a good question. I mean,
Thank you.
What was the initial reaction? He's like, again, if I just happen to see a show and I see like, oh, that's the Lightning Source guys and so, and like, what the fuck is this sound? I'm not saying it like that, but like, what's been the initial reaction from when you guys have played? Like, oh, this is what you guys are doing now.
I think, well,
I haven't heard any negative reaction.
no.
I'm sure
I mean, just a reaction.
I mentioned earlier, we kind of set out to like let's just like bum everyone out. So let's just make it as slutty as possible, and it's weird. People so far, I'm sure there's some people that are just like, fuck you, bitch.
That's the idea, though.
But like,
What have the
that's a win as well.
Yeah.
What have the Mexican black metal guys said? Because they're pretty open minded.
Yeah, Jimmy, don't pretend that they're not going home and listening to Morrissey, and
right.
like every single one of them.
They're still cranking Menudo too, man.
We had them in mind when we started this band. We're like, well, listen, we have a built-in audience. Let's start Death Crux, and we know the satanic Hispanic community will be behind us completely.
You know what I like about this band? I've seen your live footage. I've seen the YouTube live footage, and I'm being dead serious. This band is fucking sexy, dude. There's like a sexy, diabolical, deviant vibe to it as well. Is that deliberate?
We're just fucking sexy. I mean, we never did it on purpose, but
It just goes with the territory, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the musk. No, I don't know. I mean, I think it's.
There's a real sexual overtone, like a real dark sexual overtone on this.
Tell me more about how you feel about it.
Well, I'll be real honest with you.
Really detailed.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that says, "Hey, this is how it is." But when I listen to your tape, what resonates to me, there's like a real cardinal pleasure aspect to it. In other words, that it's very free, very non-constricted, and very completely open. But there's also a lot of sexuality in it, man. I mean, when I listen to that tape, I find it,
I'm surprised.
I would like to do a little zoom, 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 and the boom, boom while listening to your tape. I mean, I mean that is a compliment.
I mean, it's like,
I'd be honored.
Beware, she-wolf.
It should
look out.
We like to think of it being sexy in the form of, like more like of the necro variety, like I don't know, it's goth and stuff. Like
it's a
lot, not in the porno grind variety, but more of a necro variety.
Necro porno.
Well, I mean, have you ever watched like tentacle porn?
Ooh, no.
So if
you stump cabs, that's a big deal.
You've never watched Japanese? You've never watched any anime that involves like Cthulhu having
I've
sex
seen some of that.
With
it's pretty gnarly.
Schoolgirls. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I am now.
There's kind of like there's a sex kind of. All right, most of our stuff is a lot of it's coming imagination wise from this idea of like copulation between like monsters and human beings.
Right.
So if you're hearing some sexy thoughts, it's probably because it's kind of there's this I'm going to go into it again. There's this movie that didn't get made, right, in the 80s. It was going to be like The Hunger, and it was going to have like a new wave soundtrack with some goth bands, and it was going to be really cool. Never got made. H.R. Giger designed all the creatures for it, and I've always been obsessed with this unmade film. So like we kind of always talked about like the vibe of like what is it about, and it's always just like it's like fucking aliens and stuff like that. That's like just erotic sex with like non-human entities.
Would you like to see at your shows? Because from the footage that I've seen, it's like a very dark ambient type of environment that you bring on stage. Would you like to see like a very debaucherous sexual energy in your crowd? Would you like to see because I mean, you've been to the death rock clubs. I mean, I haven't been to them since like the late 80s, but.
Did you ever hear of that band Sleep Chamber?
No. Yeah. I remember them. I remember them.
Didn't they used to, it was a one guy making all the music, and then the whole stage was an orgy of girls.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember the band.
Legend.
I remember the band, but I don't know about that. Wow.
I wish you could replicate that. That'd be fucking nice.
See, Cab, look at man. Death Crux is awakened.
I'm already gonna go get some.
I'm
already get some fish head stockings to put on my fucking arms, right?
You know what?
See?
I think you should
porn.
paint
That's how
up
it happens.
and I'm saying, feel it.
Talk to me about this Friday. This Friday, it's your tape release show. What made you do a tape instead of the usual? A tape, a cassette tape.
Well, it was funny because
in the mic, my friend.
We were trying to make a demo to get shows and just kind of see what was going to happen with this project that we were working on that turned into a band. And then eventually we had the tape and the recording was done. And we were like, well, it's kind of better than what we anticipated it being, just as far as quality goes, the recording and mixing and everything. So it turned into an EP. So.
But you guys have
it's
more
way
songs.
Cheap to make tape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was that too.
Spell it out here.
Our expectations weren't that high. Like we were trying to just make something to put out that was affordable that we could afford just to do ourselves.
But it helps.
Yeah, so that's why.
But ironically, there's a revolution in music going on. It's been going on for a couple of years now, but tapes are coming back. A lot of bands are releasing cassette tapes, and it's funny because the youth, the young generation,
when they're not stomping over you,
when they're not being rude and stepping on my shoes, they really are hungering for cassettes, man.
Well, they're
just like vinyl has come back and it's become dominant in music.
Even VHS tapes are coming back. That's
weird.
Really? That's weird.
No, I don't want that.
I've seen that. That's pretty weird.
I mean, all the bands that like influenced us, if like I was to dig out the original copies, I'd like to say that, oh yeah, this is my Sisters of Mercy vinyl. It's not. It's like a bunch of fucked up, hissing cassette tapes of The Cure and
mixes of
Christian
mixes
Death
of mixes.
that I bought at a Sam Goody or something.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it.
All right, we're going to give away. Chester, give us the number to give away. We're going to be giving away tickets, a cassette tape, and a T-shirt. How can people get a hold of this free shit?
800-893-9562.
Say it again.
800-893-9562.
All right, we're going to play some music. Make sure you call us. You're going to get a free shirt, cassette, and tickets to see Death Crux this Friday at the Complex. Take it away, Chester. All right. We're talking about Earth 2, multi-dimensions.
We got pulled into a serious fucking conversation earlier right now.
Yeah. Lost Johnny, before we get into this whole multi-dimension Rod
I'm going to
Serling,
need it explained again.
Yeah, what did we just hear?
We just heard a live version of Ghosts by the band Burial at Sea, featuring our own Brian over there on the guitar. And before that, we went into the song from Death Crux, Swallowed, from their tape that is coming out, being performed live Friday. Pairs of Anguish, get on it, man.
Death Crux, they're going to be playing Friday, the tape release show at the Complex. They're also going to be playing, this is interesting, with Mask, Christ the Witch, which is the side project band of the engineer from Zeit und Zeit.
Oh,
yeah, we played that earlier. And
Did we know that?
I didn't know that.
I don't think, but I've seen Zeit and Zeit. I saw them when they had that big wheel.
Oh, wow. That was a while ago. Yeah, this is his side project band. He's doing some experimental stuff, too. Christ the Witch. And is this a band called Costume that's playing also?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Mask and Costume.
This is going on this
Separate.
Friday. Chester, give the number out for the free tickets again, please.
1-800-893-9562.
Yeah, you also get a cassette tape and a T-shirt. So make sure you call or don't text me. Facebook me on Jimmy Cabs on Facebook to get your free shit. Talk to me about this multi-dimension that we were talking about.
Please.
Yeah, explain this to me again.
All right, first context. We were talking about the fact that Glenn Danzig has appeared on a recent episode of Portlandia. Yes. Where he did not play Glenn Danzig.
We got to get Craig on the line.
Yeah.
We got to ask Craig about
He
that.
was in character.
Craig was as surprised as we all are, I think.
And Glenn
we're referring to Crazy Craig, Super Rock Sunday.
Which would mean Earth 2 Craig did not transverse the barrier and imprint upon him. So we have regular Craig, and we have Earth 2 Glenn, and maybe we should back up.
Let's rewind.
All right. There's this retarded theory that because there's a children's book from some of the oldest fuck members of this table can remember from their childhood. There's a children's book called Berenstain Bears about a bunch of Jewish bears that would hang out together. At some point, basically, you go back and look at these bears, and now they're a bunch of Gentiles. Okay, they're called Berenstain Bears, and there's a website that says that this is evidence that two membranes of the multiverse, in quotes, have collided upon each other. There's also mention on this website, and this is like clickbait from like months ago. I apologize if you know all this, but like there's also the Mandela effect, as in Nelson Mandela.
Wait for it, folks. It does tie in.
They say that he died. There's a huge number of people that claim to have distinct memories of mourning his death when he died in prison, which he did not. So the first thing I thought of when I saw Glenn on Portlandia doing a character, doing a bit, and being great and funny and wearing shorts when I didn't know he had legs, because I've never seen his legs before. But I worship Glenn. Believe me, it's the only reason probably I'm doing Death Crux. But I just was like, that's not the Glenn I know, because he's smiling and hilarious. And I was pretty sure that he would just tell Portlandia to fuck themselves. So what I'm saying is, if there is an Earth 2 where the Berenstain Bears come from, and Nelson Mandela died in prison, it's possible that there's like Funzig over there. And when there was a conjunction of some sort, and the worlds collided upon each other, we ended up with
funny Glenn Danzig.
Having fun.
Funzig.
The mind of Farron.
Funzig.
But there's also the other universe that we're still dealing with now. It's another collision where Paul McCartney became an old woman.
Oh.
That's a thing too. That's
Wait,
totally a thing.
Please elaborate.
That's all I know.
It makes sense. Yeah.
This topic is just fucking beyond me.
We went off the fucking rails of the crazy train.
What can people expect Friday at your tape release show? How would you explain a live Death Crux show?
That's a good question.
Nudity.
I'm not as dumb as I look. No, seriously, what can people expect from your show? Because each one of your projects has a demographic, a fan base that they're accustomed to seeing. But this project, what can you describe is the essence of a Death Crux live show?
Jason?
Come on, Jason, get on the mic there, man.
Question to you. What can our audience expect?
It'll be foggy. It'll be...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be foggy. It'll be sexy and it'll be foggy.
Chances of fog and...
I'll be erect by smoke.
Let's see. Jeez. Do I need to do more? You need more?
Look at the poor guy. Someone give him a drink.
Yeah. A couple more adjectives would be cool.
Maybe sweaty, but not gross sweaty, just kind of
sexually
sweaty. A nice dew.
Soggy like a wet sponge.
Glaze. It'll be kind of shiny.
Moist.
But leathery. It'll be kind of leathery.
Leathery? Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, yeah.
What do you enjoy about playing in this band? Oh yeah, we're gonna
as opposed to your
we're gonna break you here. We're gonna break you here.
It's a little the songs are shorter, so that's nice. Kind of I have less gear. In my other bands, I'm in like Rick Wakeman status now, where I have all these things, and this one's just kind of simple. It's just
do you like the simplified effect?
Yeah, it's nice. I don't really have to think about it as much, and plus, yeah.
Does that free you up to enjoy the stage and playing the music more?
Yeah, and like all the spooky stuff is kind of a tendency that I've my whole life been trying to like not haunted mansion myself out too much, but this one I can finally embrace.
This is the guy that brought the candelabra, by the way.
It was his idea.
Yeah. So do you find yourself, as this question goes to you as well, do you find yourself kind of not only embracing this project and the creative energy that comes with it, but do you find yourself also being more free to expand on other creative horizons that you probably wouldn't with your other project?
It's a lot more fun. It's a lot of the fun stuff that I've always wanted to do. And like when...
I like that. I like that you guys keep saying that. Fun.
Is, like Brandon, I remember Brandon asked me to play the show, and I was just like, well, can I bring a candelabra and wear a bunch of makeup? Like, that was my main concern, you know? And
a valid one, too.
It's fun. And that's the type of stuff I've always wanted to do and felt not really able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got your first keyboard? Jason?
Oh, geez. There was always a piano in my house, so...
What about your first candelabra?
Oh. Well, I don't really know.
That's personal.
That is very personal. Yeah.
Real talk.
That's between me and my candelabra.
If someone was to ask you, where would this band, where do you see this band going in a couple of years? How would you answer that? Do you see this being a project that you want to keep instilling the creative breath and keeping it going, or is this just for a time period, or where do you see this project going?
We should take it as far as it goes. I want to be like Depeche Mode.
There you go. Elaborate on that.
Depeche Beast Mode.
I don't know. That's like the coolest band, so I want to be like them.
You know, it's really interesting. I read this article.
You know what? That actually made sense to me.
No, it does make sense. I read this article recently where they interviewed a lot of aggressive, heavy bands that fucking nerd out on Depeche Mode. For real. Converge did a Depeche Mode song. A lot of like heavy, aggressive bands have covered Depeche Mode.
Also covered Depeche Mode.
So Depeche Mode is one of those weird bands that you would never have put together that have influenced the heavy music scene.
Interesting. You're writing new music. How is that going? And are you expecting to sometime this year record a full length? Or would you like to record a full length?
We got 2 new songs for the show.
We're going to, yeah.
Originally, the plan was to try and do a full length, but we also decided not to really limit ourselves. Like trying to come up with a plan where we feel locked in to do one thing kind of seemed counterintuitive to what how everything else has worked.
The no plan thing has been working.
Yeah, so
really well. That.
And we've been writing pretty quickly recently, like it's picked up because we kind of found our groove, I guess, about as far as how the band works and how the songs, how we work together, I guess.
How you want to present the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's picked up speed a little bit. So maybe it'll be a full length, or maybe it'll be a split, or maybe it'll be EPs. I mean,
just the fact that you guys are in the room doing the thing. I mean, that's the victory in itself. You know what I mean?
Do you see yourselves touring with this project? Would you like to tour?
Yeah, I think we probably will. Probably within the next year, probably something more substantial.
Is there a specific band that you would like to support?
I don't know.
Like what would be what would be a band that you would like to tour with?
Killing Joke.
Band, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd love to play with Killing Joke.
Hey guys,
for sure.
That'd be rad.
We'll totally play with Killing Joke.
I was sad to see Killing Joke not play.
Yeah, I was really bummed that they didn't play when they were the show that was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the cool thing about Death Crux is that now that I think people are a little bit more open to the idea and starting to piece together, like, well, this kind of sounds heavy, but it's not overpowering, where it's not like just constant blast beats. Where it's like, but it still has the same delivery, but not with the same intent to bludgeon. And I think that gives a bit more leeway to being able to play with other types of bands, where I can totally see Death Crux playing with, Crisian or something like that. And it would still, it'd be awkward, but it would still work.
Well, when Beyonce calls, we're ready.
Super Bowl 51.
Sure.
What I like about this project is that it really encompasses the energy of it can go anywhere. And what I mean by that is there's no, even though it's been, have you guys classified yourselves? Have you guys labeled yourselves as a death rock band? Because I haven't heard that. But I like that it could go anywhere.
We like the death rock because it puts us, because we're Southern Californian death rock, and Southern California owns death rock.
Oh, without a doubt.
It allows us to enjoy the elitist, like, black metal hate that Norway has enjoyed for a long time. So we can be like, we really like your band, even though it's not Southern Californian death rock. I think that's fun. So we're all over the place, you know. I mean, who knows what the next thing is.
It's a really interesting parallel between Death Crux and this other band called The Black Queen, which features Greg from the Dillinger Escape Plan. Who that project sounds nothing like Dillinger Escape Plan in a good way. And I think, again, one of the things we touched on earlier was the fact that Death Crux does not directly sound like any of the aforementioned projects of these guys. And that's what gives it their currency to kind of flow in between and around genres, underground genres.
That's like inevitable. Like, I don't know. You have to expand. You have to blend and expand various genres in order for music to stay interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't just play the same shit. Like,
No, I agree. And again, as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that I've always admired are artists that, artists that really don't let themselves be fucking anchored down to a certain classification. You know, you should be able to expand and do what you want, how you want, when you want. And what it does is it just really opens up the mind and the ears to a whole other, creative element to whoever's listening to your music. You know, there may be an audience that's not familiar with that dark ambient death rock type of music, and now they're going to venture off into it, and they'll discover, pivotal artists, that created like Christian death. So
you gotta look backwards. Maybe they didn't know they needed that music, and then now they feel better that they're hearing it.
What I really like, because for someone like myself, who has been around, I don't want to use the elitist, been there, done that.
Well, not according to Guatemala Frank.
What I like is this is what keeps me interested in music. You know, I was mentioning earlier how I attended the Black Sabbath concert last Thursday, and I was bored out of my fucking mind. Okay, while everybody else was hooting and hollering, I was bored out of my mind. And then the next day, I went to go see Michael Monroe, and fuck, what a show! And it reignited my interest again. It brought back that adolescent, fire, that angst of like, okay, this is why I'm into music. And I think what you guys are doing is, aside from your own projects, which they're all incredible in itself, is you're bringing back the fun, but at the same time, you're reigniting curiosity into the listeners with whatever age they're from. And that is what keeps this subgenre revolving and what keeps it real and what keeps it genuine. And so I commend you guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. All right, we're running out of time here. Death Crux is going to be played. Did we get a call? I know I got messages on the Facebook thing. Whoever send me messages, I'll check them out. I don't know if we got a call or not. Warhammer's coming to town. So make sure you look. We'll have Watermelon Frank fucking call us and give us the information on that. I don't have that with me.
Why aren't you at the shows? Why aren't you at the shows?
Death Crux. For those of you that send me messages about the tickets, I'll reach out to you. They're going to be playing this Friday at the Complex at Glendale. Make sure you go. This is the Perils of English tape release show. What a great cassette. I commend you for this. Cassette. Okay, where's the camera? There you go. Look at that. Cassette. This is a tape. This is fucking awesome.
With two sides.
This reminds me when I was fucking, shoplifting the Vanity 6 record, the cassette in 1982. Make sure you go see Death Crux. What an incredible band. I commend each and every one.
Yeah, man. I look forward to the show.
I look forward to seeing you guys play this Friday. That's brought to you by Church of the Eighth Day. We're going to end the show with some Warhammer. Thank you for listening. Chester, take it away.
flashes of three.